Hey guys, this is Shell the Spiritual Warrior here, and we are still discussing the mind. Today in particular, we're discussing a lack of trust in your ability. It pretty much is just how it sounds. It's a lack of trust in your ability. It's a lack of trust in your ability to problem solve, to go out and seek resources. It's the feeling of anxiety that you have when you have to make a move outside of your comfort zone. It's the tapes that play in your head, the I'm not good enough, why did I even think I could do this, no one like me ever does this. Pretty much the outcome is going to be a complete and total failure. And that's just not true. Just because those are the thoughts that you're having, that's not the reality, unless you make it your reality, because you do create the reality with your thoughts. So if that's a tape that's constantly playing in your head, that it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that's how you'll move through the world. You'll move through the world like you're unable to solve things, like you're incapable of creating the life that you want to live. It's a lack of trust in your ability. Something else a lack of trust in your ability does, it keeps you in your comfort zone. It really keeps you in a place where you're not growing, you don't learn anything more than what you already know, you don't have any experiences further than what you've already had, and the best parts of your life happen outside of the comfort zone. The best parts of your life are the parts that cause you to grow. It's the parts that feel a little uncomfortable, but that's only because you're feeling some resistance. You're already in this place of a lack of trust in your ability, so it's fear. You're scared of what could potentially happen. But you gotta remember, just because you think this thing will happen doesn't actually mean it's gonna happen. It's just in your head. That's why we call it, do you trust your mind? That's why I called it, do you trust your mind? And I say all the time, not always. Because sometimes I have those tapes playing in my head. Sometimes I'm hearing, not good enough. What makes you think you can do this? What makes you think that you can offer anything in this situation? What makes you think you can hop on a camera and tell people about your experiences and they actually resonate with you? Those tapes play in my head too. But guess what? There has to come a time where you're sick of playing small. A lack of trust in your ability keeps you in a place where all you do is play small. You won't get out of your comfort zone. So that collaborative energy, there is no collaboration. You're not showing up to the table to collaborate with anything. You're still sitting. You're still on the sidelines. You're still in the stands. You're not actually in the game. The collaborative efforts can't throw you the ball because you're not on the field. You're paralyzed in a sense. So if you continue to allow these tapes to play relentlessly in your head without thought checking them or defending the you that they are talking about, then you live your life in a box. You never quite grab what was intended for you to have. Everything that is intended for you to have, it's right in the atmosphere. We're gonna call this arm motion the atmosphere. It's right in the atmosphere. But if you don't look up and simply grab it, you can't grab it. And you can't grab from inside of a box. It's closed. Can't do it. So, the best part of your life is outside of your comfort zone. It's on the other side of those things that you experience. So it's on the other side of the tapes. It's on the other side of the feelings of anxiety. All the things that we've talked about during this week, during this series. Do you trust your mind? The best part of your life is on the other side of all of those things. If you want to live your best life, if you want to live a life that's great, memorable, exciting, leaves a mark, and I don't mean necessarily leaves a mark on the entire world, but even leaves a mark on your family, you got to be brave enough to get outside your box and do something different. You had to be brave enough to lead with your life. You had to be brave enough to be the one who said, you know what, I'm not going to let this feeling of lack of trust in my ability keep me on the sidelines for the rest of my life. Because those feelings of not feeling good enough, not having enough information, those feelings of lack, of scarcity, if I just had this, then I would be this person. If I just had this, then this would be easier. Those feelings don't really go anywhere. The only thing that happens is that your toolbox gets fuller. You get more confident in your ability to accomplish things because you've solved more problems. You give in less to decision paralysis. You may be paralyzed you may have been paralyzed for 2 weeks before. Some people are paralyzed for years. But if you can get your paralysis down to, matter of fact, I won't even give you a time frame. If you can reduce your paralysis by anything, it's a win. It's progress. It's worth celebrating. It's worth patting yourself on the back, getting excited about, because you're moving in the right direction. That's the whole thing. It's taking yourself off the hook, not being so anxious, allowing yourself to be you. So you can't always trust your mind, because your mind is not always telling you things that are going to help you. And just because your mind is saying these things doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. Your thoughts create the outside world. That's it. Your outside world is simply a reflection of what the heck is happening in here. So can you trust your mind? It depends. What is your mind telling you? And is it helpful or is it not helpful? Because that's all it really comes down to. So that's pretty much it, man. That's the end of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I can't wait for the next I was going to say discussion. Well, yeah, discussion. Talk to me. What are you dealing? What are your opinions on what I'm saying? Have you been here? Have you not been here? Do you have a lesson for me to learn? I'm always in a place of, learning and growing and just being a sponge. I recognize that, I recognize when you do these type of things that you always had an opportunity to somebody to reach out and teach you more, and that person can come from any walk of life. And I think that's part of what's fantastic about this human experience. So please like, subscribe, enjoy. Growth is a part of life. It doesn't always make you feel warm and fuzzy. A lot of times it doesn't, until you just push through and allow it. But growth is a part of life. Never stop growing. Love is the answer. I love you guys.